Gen Z is currently going through a rite of passage, which is hating on whatever show is supposed to represent their generation's flawed single girl comedy put on by HBO. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought this time would be different. I just so happened to be in LA when this show came out, and I had a chance to talk to a bunch of single 25-year-olds, and they all had such a visceral reaction to the pilot that reminded me so much of my reaction to Girls and my mother's reaction to Sex and the City. And truly, I thought that this type of discourse wouldn't happen, especially one episode in. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I Love LA is about Rachel Sennett's character, Maya, a New York transplant trying to make it as a social media manager in LA. She's then joined by her big influencer friend Tallulah, who she recently had a falling out with before the events of the show that was immediately resolved by the end of the pilot, kind of suggesting that we're gonna see a very toxic codependent relationship. And what I find so very interesting about the critique of this show is not that it was, a little underwhelming, which I definitely agree, but I see most people complain about the characters that were established in the pilot, how vapid and unlikable they seem to be. I even saw one person complain about the main character being a New York transplant and complaining about how she's clearly from New York and how you can see that in the story. I think all those complaints are funny. I think it's interesting that people are complaining about how authentic these characters are, how they've met these people in LA and how they don't like them, and that is the reason why they don't like the show. I need y'all to know that all the shows that we're kind of putting on the pedestal right now, Girls, Sex and the City, all feature transplants. In Broad City, Alana was from Long Island, but she definitely was not from Brooklyn where she lived. These stories are always about a white girl going to a very diverse city, pursuing their dreams typically in some type of creative work, and ultimately learning that their privilege that they've existed with for so long doesn't have the same currency in said cities. The craziest thing about this discourse around I Love LA's premiere was that these same people were out here praising Adults, show where most of the characters did not seem real to me. They didn't seem like anyone I had met in New York. I'd never seen an activist Indian woman masturbate on the train to prove a point. But as a New Yorker who spends half of her time in LA, I've met these people. They be out here getting $20 coffees at Erewhon talking about they broke. What? And I have to say the complaints that I'm hearing about this show is highlighting that just like us, y'all are starting to get old. Y'all are clutching your pearls at a provocative portrayal of this woman's life. I will let the complaints about it being white persist, but I mean, yeah, LA is actually pretty white. Well, in the entertainment industry, obviously LA, the city, is not white, just like New York is not white, and we are not in those shows as well. Ultimately, I think you guys should give this a chance. I did find the premiere to be a little bit slow, but this ending really grabbed my attention. I don't think that this is glamorizing the lifestyle in any way, and I think we're meant to hate these characters, and we're about to watch them self-destruct in a huge way. And you know what? I'm here for it. So of all the shows I named, this is the only show with a Black woman in the main cast. And she's the daughter of Forest Whitaker. Like, what more could you want? In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and give the premiere 3.5 out of 5 Frankie Flames.